I believe in Jalen Hurts. I believe in him. And yes, I know he's got a lot to prove after only playing just 4 games. But I think this guy has all the ability in the world to do it. What I need from the Eagles is to do what they didn't do for Donovan McNabb. What they didn't do for Carson Wentz. Go out and whatever it takes, get this man weapons. 18th pick in the NFL draft.
Hey, make us lunch. We're hungry.
Dallas still stinks. You're right the way, King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great Monday. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you had a wonderful weekend, a good Easter. For me, yesterday was the first day that me and my wife and my family have been able to just chill out, relax, and spend the day together. It's been so hectic with everything going on. We got to move in 2 weeks, so we got a ton of stuff we've been doing. So it was a good day for us. I hope you guys had a wonderful day. And listen, this draft is coming soon. This draft is coming soon, and I'm so excited about it. I'm going to be streaming it. I'm going to have people on it. It's going to be crazy. And my expectations, my hope, is that Howie Roseman and this team are going to make me happy. I expect to be happy draft night. I think the Eagles are going to be one of the most aggressive teams in this draft. I think you're going to see trade-ups. I think you're going to see moves, beyond double moonwalks, beyond moves, spinning around twirls. You're going to see a lot of stuff, and I'm pumped up. Now, we got a lot to talk about today because there's a lot of stuff, draft-related and Eagles-related, on my mind. But before I do that, I've got my man LB, and he's got to throw somebody on our draft board. And we got this thing, we got to crank them out because the draft is coming. So, yo, LB, who you got?
Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Let's talk about it, Dingbat. We got a lot of fantastic players on this draft board right now, but we're going to get into a guy that they call JOK. But he's not a joke. I'm talking about Jeremiah. I know I'm going to butcher his name, but you know who I'm talking about. Linebacker from Notre Dame, just a complete stud. Can do everything that you want a linebacker to do in this year's draft. You know what JOK bring to the table. If you don't know, then I suggest you start looking at him and wonder why we're raving. Listen, I struggle between these two players, 500. I'm not going to lie to you. I struggle between Micah Parsons and I struggle between JOK. I struggle between these two players. I don't know who's the best linebacker in this draft, but signs pointing towards it got to be one of these two guys. I mean, you're talking about a guy who brings the total package. Now, I think JOK is the most well-rounded linebacker in this year's draft, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I think he can cover wide receivers. I think he can do everything. He can hit. He can blitz. This is the total package at linebacker in this year's draft. And I think he's worth an addition to the draft board. Let me know what you think, Five.
JOK. That is my boy. That is my man. I love JOK. You know what I mean? LB, great pick. And if you guys haven't, click the link in the description. Go sub up my man LB. Love that pick. JOK is one of probably my top 4 to 5 players. And I understand what LB's saying. You know, you go back between him and Parsons. We know what an athletic freak Parsons is. I can't argue with anybody that has him won. However, JOK, there's something about him. There's something about him that I love. He is my number 1 linebacker. I believe he is a foundational player. And if there's any way in hell for the Eagles to get him, you got to do it. Now, all right, so my collar's fixed. I noticed when I was replaying my first part video, my collar was sticking out. Why didn't you guys tell me, man? Tell me that shit. I got to know. I got to look beautiful, you know what I mean? Wife comes home, matrimonial duties. Hey, baby, how you doing? This body was made to give you pleasure. All that good crap. But look, let's get into the Eagle stuff because people are going, who the hell is this guy? He's crazy. But look, there's a lot of rumors and a lot of things that are starting to come, with the draft. We have things like Penei Sewell could drop to like 11 or 12. Let me tell you something. If Penei Sewell drops to 12, there's no debate. I run the card up and turn it in so quick. I have Penei Sewell literally. Him and Kyle Pitts are my two top players. I think the most talented players in this draft. Why on earth would he ever drop to 12? That would be truly amazing. That would be truly amazing. I would take him so quick, it's not even funny. And when I talked in the intro about weapons for Jalen Hurts, that includes offensive line. If you don't get pressure, you don't give up sacks, and you don't give up pressure, and Hurts got all day to throw, I don't even care who he's throwing to. He's going to kill you. He's going to kill you. So I love it. I would take Penei Sewell in a second. Now, I believe that's a charade. I believe that's a sham. I don't believe it 1 second. I think the Bengals are taking Penei Sewell 5. They have to be crazy not to. They would have to be, and we are talking about the Bengals, but I think after seeing your rookie quarterback, who was very good, get hurt, you're not going to let that happen. I can't see Penei Sewell getting past 5. I cannot see it whatsoever. If you guys remember a lot of my videos talking about the draft this whole off season, I said when the Eagles were at 6, there were 4 guys that I take at 6 right away. Penei Sewell and Kyle Pitts, 1, 2, and Jamar Chase, 3. The 4th was DeVonta Smith. DeVonta Smith is the other guy. If DeVonta Smith is at 12, I am running that card up so fast for DeVonta Smith, because for me, that's a celebration. Like, dude, we're going to be celebrating if the Eagles get him. I may be doing double cigar videos, because to me, DeVonta Smith has gotten, I think he's gotten a lot of people criticizing him because of his weight. I think too much. I think it's fair on some levels, but man, I think people really underestimate how talented this kid is. I think DeVonta Smith is going to be an absolute beast, an absolute number 1 stud wide receiver in this draft. And if it really comes to the point where he falls from where I thought he could go early in this draft process, from anywhere from 4 to 7 to 12, I'm taking him. There's a lot of rumors that the stinking Giants may take him. And I want to thank Chris the Entertainer, Talking Sports, for coming on my channel and talking Giants football. We're going to do one more Know Your Enemy with the Giants, then we're getting on to Dallas. I got one more Giant guest I want to bring on. But we're going to see, you know what I mean? We got to see how pissed off, how much of a crybaby Mr. Pizzle is, because I'm going to invite him on the channel to see if he wants to talk Eagles, Giants, and all those good things. But truthfully, I think DeVonta Smith at 12, unless there's a Penei Sewell or Kyle Pitts there, he's my pick. He is my pick. Now, I know there's people who want J.C. Horn. No problem with that. I have no problem with it at all. I have no problem with offensive line. I have no problem with wide receivers. I have no problem with cornerbacks. I'm fine with it. I just want the best player available. The best player. But I think DeVonta Smith would be that guy. Waddle would be that guy. See, Jalen Hurts, I want him to have what they didn't give Carson Wentz. They really didn't give Carson the right weapons, in my opinion. They did the same thing with Donovan McNabb. McNabb, even worse. It was even worse for McNabb. Okay, he had to do more than Carson Wentz with less. Okay, until you got like Westbrook and stuff, really for him, for a few years, it was only Deuce Staley. There was nothing else. Nothing. Okay, so to me, do it differently. Get this guy, the number 1 receiver. Get him DeVonta Smith, if he's there, right? Get him, and let's go out and see what Jalen Hurts can do. Yeah, I think if you have DeVonta Smith, Rager in the slot, and my man Quez Watkins, who I believe may be the best wide receiver on this team right now. That's how, and I don't say that as a slight to Rager. I think Rager's going to be good. I still believe in Rager. But I think Quez Watkins, when I go back, I watch his college tape. When I go back and I watch just him last year playing the few plays he got, I like the kid. I think he could be a stud. I think he's such a sleeper. And if you have him on the outside, Rager in the slot, who I think is going to have a breakout year, then you had a DeVonta Smith at 12. Man, you've given Jalen Hurts way more than you ever gave the other guys. And then we can fairly evaluate him. Now, I think Jalen Hurts is going to be good. I do. But I understand. You've only seen him in 4 games. We all have to see more. He has to show. But a full faith that he'll do it good. I'm hoping. And at least I want him to have the opportunity. It's his opportunity. It's his year. Go out and get it. Go out and get it, Jalen Hurts. That's what I think. Now, the other thing going on is there are reports that Atlanta and Detroit are looking to trade up, or trade back, rather. They're looking to trade back, and they've been in contact with other teams. I've said this before, and I'll say this again. If you're the Eagles, and you have an opportunity to get Kyle Pitts at 8, at 9, even at 7, you do it. Now, a lot of people, they get a little bit like, well, why would you do that if you already trade? If you traded back from 6 to 12, why would you trade up again? And here's why. This is why you do it. Because the truth of the matter is, the Miami Dolphins overpaid. They overpaid the Eagles to get to 6. They offered them a first-round pick next year. Now, if you look at an NFL draft value chart, okay, and this is typically what they say teams use when determining trade values, okay? You get, I think it's the 6th pick was worth 1,600 points. The 12th pick was worth 1,200 points, okay? Now, if you trade a future first-round pick, like if you trade the following year's first, so if you're trading 2022 first-round pick, it's worth a second-round pick this year. That's what it's worth. A third-round pick is worth a fourth-round pick this year, and on and on. So anyways, they overpaid. They gave the Eagles a third this year and a first. They overpaid. Now, if the Eagles, let's say Kyle Pitts fell to 7, and the Eagles wanted to trade back up, the Eagles could trade back up according to the value chart. And look, it's not always exact. Sometimes the value's higher depending on a draft year. Sometimes it's lower. It moves around. So you really have to see. But, for argument's sake, and if we're going on a draft value chart, basically, if the Eagles really wanted to get from 12 to 7, they could give up 2 third-round picks, and they could move up from 12 to 7. Now, why did they do it all in the first place? Why did they trade back? Because they came away with a future first-round pick. They still hold on to a first-round pick. They got a first-round pick the following year. So, what's the difference? You trade 2 third-round picks. You get up and you get Kyle Pitts at 7. Yes, you have no third-round pick, but you have a fourth-round pick. You can always trade back up. If you need to, you have a second-round pick. If you want to really go back and maybe get another pick, you can do that. You can do so much. This team has so many picks, it's not even funny. They can do all of it. But to me, let's say the Eagles are in a situation where you have the Detroit Lions on the board and Kyle Pitts falls to 7. Would any of you be upset if the Eagles traded back up to 7, gave up 2 third-round picks, and walked away with Kyle Pitts? Still have a second-round pick. Still have a fourth-round pick, 2 5s, couple 6s. Maybe you trade Ertz. Maybe you get something for him. To me, it's a no-brainer. You do it. You do it. See, the Eagles got to do one or two things this year, in my opinion. I did a channel membership video on this. They got to do one or two things. You have to either trade up if Pitts falls, and if he doesn't, you then have to come back into the first round. And I'm talking as high up as 15 or 16. And make sure you get what my man LB said, JOK. Okay, so let's say you draft at 12. Let's say Pitts goes 4 to Atlanta. So he's off the board. Now you get to 12. Let's say DeVonta Smith is there. You run that card up as fast as you can. And you take the mother humper. You take him. Because I love that guy. You know what I mean? Now, You have DeVonta Smith at 12, and let's say you're at 16, 17, and all of a sudden, you have JOK on the board. You gotta trade up. Now, why would I do it? And here's what I would do. I would say, here's a second rounder and a first round pick next year. I want to come back up. Maybe throw in a third this year if I have to. Whatever it takes. Why do I say that? Because I got 3 first round picks most likely next year. I got 3 first round picks most likely next year. And really, most honestly, Miami pick could be a late mid pick. The Indianapolis Colts could be a late pick. So why not take one of those picks and make it a mid pick? Now I walk away with DeVonta Smith, instant starter, and I walk away with JOK, who I love. You know what I mean? Now I've got my instant starting linebacker on defense, a foundational piece to build my defense around, and I got a number 1 wide receiver for Jalen Hurts. You cannot tell me right there the Eagles didn't just kill the draft. They just destroyed it. They double moonwalked its ass. A+ draft right there. Now, what happens? You go into next year, you have not 3 first rounds, you have 2. Okay, I can live with that. But I got an instant starter on offense and defense. So, to me, the Eagles, it's all about being aggressive. You weren't aggressive during free agency. You got to be aggressive now. It's all about building weapons around Jalen Hurts and giving him the building blocks to succeed. What you didn't do for Donovan McNabb for a long time, and then you didn't for Carson Wentz. Do right by Jalen Hurts. That's all I'm asking. And I think if they do that, I think we're good. That is the play. And I got to tell you, I don't expect Kyle Pitts to get past 4. As we're sitting right here. But if he gets a 7 and Detroit is really looking to trade back, yeah, I would trade up. I would trade up for 2 third-round picks. You know, that would take JOK off the board. But, I mean, you're getting, to me, probably the most talented player in the draft. So, I would do it. Either one of those moves, I think the Eagles win this draft. Trade back up and somehow land a Pitts, or get a DeVonta Smith or something like that, or Waddle or Horn, whatever. But the best player. But I prefer DeVonta Smith. That's who I'm hoping. And then come back up and get JOK. You win the draft. That's all I got to say. That's what I think. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. With that said, I got to say this. Everybody always asks me. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. I appreciate it. Appreciate yous. Love yous. And we good. So take care. Talk to you later. And don't be a dingbat.